Serving eastern New Mexico and the surrounding region, this is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Garcia. There was a scare at Children's Hospital of Wisconsin today. The Milwaukee area hospital was placed on lockdown after reports of shots fired. Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark said the incident happened after police confronted a man in the hospital's neonatal intensive care unit with an arrest warrant. The sheriff says the man then ran from the police and pulled out a handgun. Police opened fire on the man, shooting him. The suspect is being treated for his injuries, and no one else was harmed. Americans may be able to keep their individual insurance plans for one more year under a fix offered by President Obama on Thursday to address a controversial provision of the Affordable Care Act. The deal is meant to appease millions of people enraged after their insurers canceled policies that do not meet Obamacare requirements.
Already, people who have plans that predate the Affordable Care Act.
Governor Susana Martinez will ask the legislator to fix what she views as loopholes in child abuse laws. Martinez outlined her proposals Thursday to a meeting of officials from state child protection agencies. Last month, the Court of Appeals ruled only 10 categories of people listed in law must report child abuse to authorities. Martinez disagreed with the court's interpretations and said she'll ask the legislator to make clear that every person must report suspected child abuse. A new report compiled by the Transactional Records Access Clearinghouse shows federal immigration prosecution in New Mexico posted the biggest increase of any of the nation's 94 judicial districts. During the first 11 months of the federal fiscal year, prosecutions jumped by 11%. Meanwhile, prosecutions in Arizona fell by 22% and 13% in the Southern California district. A South Texas teen is dead after a fight with another student. It happened on Tuesday at Canyon High School in New Braunfels. School officials say the teen was attacked as he walked into a hallway at the school. Officials have video showing another student waiting for the teen in a hallway. The victim was found unconscious and bleeding. He was airlifted to the hospital but died Wednesday afternoon. The names of the teens have not been released. Police say the suspect was taken to a juvenile detention center and is charged with aggravated assault. A pipeline blast in North Texas forced many people out of their homes this morning. It happened when a Chevron natural gas pipeline exploded in Milford, about 50 miles south of Dallas. An official gave an update on what happened.
They were doing some type of drilling, and during that time of the drilling, the explosion occurred. All of the Chevron employees have been accounted for. There were no injuries. On their request, they're working real close with Sheriff Brown of getting folks evacuated in the area. It's more for precautionary until we can find out where other pipelines may be running through there.
5 fire crews have blocked off 1.5-mile radius around the site to let the fire burn itself out. They say it could burn up for up to 36 hours, meaning residents may be stuck out of their homes for a while. Retail gasoline prices across Texas have continued to drop, falling 3 cents per gallon this week. AAA Texas reported the average price of the pump is $2.95 per gallon. The association spokesman Doug Shoup says Texas has one of the top 10 cheapest statewide gas prices in the country. Gasoline prices have declined nationwide by 3 cents this week, reaching an average of $3.19 per gallon. A student allegedly hacked into a West Texas school district's internet system, costing the school district $41,000 for internet security. A teen whose name hasn't been released allegedly paid to have the internet usage blocked for several days in late September using a PayPal account and his cell phone. Lubbock Independent School District officials say the student will be charged with breach of computer security. It's a very desperate situation in the Philippines nearly a week after Typhoon Haiyan hit. Typhoon Haiyan made landfall on the historic town of Guiuan and left it in ruins. While the situation there is bleak, Ivan Watson found people who are in high spirits.
This is pretty much what's left of the fishing town of Guiuan, and it's the first community, the first point of land contact that Super Typhoon Haiyan made.
Coming up on News 3 New Mexico, a holiday shopping season kicks into high gear. Walmart is likely to hear the sounds of criticism. We'll have more after the break.
Serving eastern New Mexico and the surrounding region, this is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Garcia. The power is out in hundreds of homes across the Midwest after a series of tornadoes ripped through the region. Now cleanup is underway for some, while others have nothing left. Sunland Safadi has the details.
The long road to recovery has begun across.
Former gubernatorial candidate and Democratic State Senator Cree Deeds is in critical condition after being stabbed in his home Tuesday morning. Virginia State Police responded to Deeds' home in Bath County around 7:30 this morning. Authorities say the senator was stabbed multiple times about the head and upper torso. Law enforcement sources say the senator's son, Gus, was found dead inside the home.
Senator Deeds' son, Gus Deeds, age 24, also of Millboro, was found inside the residence.
A routine traffic stop in New Mexico turned into a wild scene and led to police firing shots at a minivan filled with kids. Officers initially pulled a woman over for alleged speeding, but the situation quickly turned violent. The whole incident was caught on a dashcam video. Miguel Marquez picks up the story.
How in the world does a routine traffic stop turn into this?
Voters in New Mexico's largest city will decide today whether to ban late-term abortions. The outcome is anyone's guess following an emotional and graphic campaign that brought in national groups and hundreds of thousands of dollars on advertising. The municipal referendum is believed to be the first of its kind in the country and is being watched as a possible new front for activism in the abortion wars. If the referendum passes, a legal challenge is to be expected. Adrian Vigil was arrested Monday, who investigators say shot and killed his father, David Vigil, late Saturday. The 19-year-old was arrested Monday following an intense manhunt by Deming police and other law enforcement agencies. Vigil is charged with an open count of murder, tampering with evidence, and possession of drug paraphernalia. He is being held at the Luna County Detention Center under a no-bond order. A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but in Albuquerque, it's also enough to get you arrested. Police picked up two people after they allegedly posted a disturbing picture of a puppy on Facebook. Here's Royal Day with the details.
This Facebook picture landed Mary Snell and her son, James Engel, in these photos. The mother and son were arrested Saturday and each face a charge of animal cruelty.
She did admit that she knew that it was wrong.
A New Mexico State District Court will review an audit of behavioral health providers to determine what portions the state can keep confidential or must disclose in response to a lawsuit by a government watchdog group. Attorney General Gary King's office is investigating allegations of possible overbilling and fraud by more than a dozen of mental health services through Medicaid. The Human Services Department has frozen payments to providers of partly audited fundings. A judge has ruled that the Alumni Association of the New Mexico Military Institute cannot use the Roswell School's name, logos, or crest. Back in April, the Institute banned the association from school property in April. However, the group continued to raise money in the school's name. The school's still pending lawsuit asks the court to seize about $5 million held by the association. Coming up on News 3 New Mexico, we'll give you a look at the many conspiracy theories surrounding the death of John F. Kennedy that still exist today as the 50th anniversary approaches. Stay tuned.